So yes, hi. Hi, good evening. Welcome to another webinar of Biomimicry Switzerland. My name is Sonja Donau-Dums, and on behalf of the association, I'm very happy to welcome you all. Also welcome to Michaela, who is today's technical magic behind the scenes. And we want to bring biomimicry to the broader public. That's why we organize these free webinars series. And today we have a very special guest. It's Susanna Dončíková. She is not only a friend of mine, but she's a very smart and bright mind, a cool role model. She is Vice Dean for Development and International Relations at the Technical University in Zvolen in Slovakia. I'm very happy that she followed our invitation to be with us this evening. I know that she has a tight schedule, but today she made time to talk about nature-inspired design education and how biomimicry empowers the students to bridge the gap between design and nature. She works at the Department of Furniture and Interior Design at the Technical University in Zvolen. She began to specialize, and I read it now because it's not so easy to recap. She began to specialize in her expertise as a designer, focusing on adapting tools for the implementation of eco-design procedures into the educational process for designers. She was a Fulbright scholar at Purdue University in the US. She continued there to emphasize product life cycle analysis, exploring the interrelationships between materials, manufacturing technology, and product aesthetics. Since 2015, it's nearly 10 years, she has been engaged in biomimicry and its application in design. In 2015, she led an interdisciplinary team at the Technical University and achieved victory in the Biomimicry Global Design Challenge with the project Biocultivator, which has received several international and national awards. And after that, since 2017, she has actively collaborated with colleagues from the European Biomimicry Network and continues to work on her design projects. She is the author and co-author of more than 20 industrially protected designs at various technology readiness levels across various fields. And additionally, she has authored and co-authored a monograph and 3 university textbooks, which serve as a comprehensive summary of her work in the fields of biomimicry and sustainability in design. So, and before I pass it on to Susanna, a few housekeeping rules. Susanna will lead us through her presentation for the first 20 minutes. Please feel free to post any questions in the meantime in the chat. Susanna will answer them later. And the second part of the webinar is devoted to interaction as always and Q&A. Do not be shy, unmute yourself and go for it. We look for interactivity. So Susanna, very nice having you here. It's time for you to take over. Thank you. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the complex introduction. I like to express my gratitude for the invitation, and I highly appreciate the opportunity to present today on a topic that is really very close to my heart and important to me, which is nature-inspired design education. So let me now share my presentation. Maybe we can start. What do you think? Screen share. Please tell me if you see the presentation.
Yes, but not yet. Yeah, it's good. All good.
Okay, perfect. So we can start. So within the scope of this webinar, first I would like to briefly share my personal journey as a designer and university professor regarding the adoption of the for me really transformative power of biomimicry as a unique tool for designers. And during this session, you will also gain insights into the biomimicry methodology integrated into the studio of sustainable design, involving projects by students from the design department of Technical University in Zvolen in Slovakia. So let me start. Allow me to introduce my Technical University in Zvolen. Technical University consists of 4 faculties, and in Slovakia it bears the title of a green university due to its unique focus on study programs. Each study program somehow deal with global sustainability issues. And one of the study programs is the field of arts, and I work, as was mentioned, as an associate professor at the Department of Furniture and Interior Design. In the field of art, we provide 2 study programs in all 3 degrees of university studies, including the doctoral degree. But to introduce, sorry, I see that you, no, sorry, I'm here, it were not working. To introduce a bit of myself and my journey in discovering biomimicry, please look at this picture. This is actually the cover of the university textbook titled Eco-Design Concept Manual, and this is actually outcome of my dissertation work in which I explored diverse strategies suitable for designers to create sustainable innovations. And this eco-design tool has in its core features, it features 10 eco-design methods tailored for design students. And one of the methods is biomimicry. And this manual explains each eco-design approach in a theoretical context first, which is followed by a furniture design case study. And this is the case study of a stool called Germ, of which I'm author, and where I took my really first steps in using the biomimicry design spiral method as a self-educated PhD student. And as you can see, this chair is inspired, or design principles for this chair are abstracted from caterpillar and its ability to change its size in a short time without damage, and the germs and their ability to mutate and change its internal structure. This chair, thanks to an electroactive polymer, is capable of changing its shape, as you can see on the picture, and the typology of movement, and it changes its position from the chair to the dynamic rocking seating. And the thing is that during this particular case study, I literally fell in love with this method, and since that time I was searching for ways to work with biomimicry more intensively at a professional level in an academic environment. And this opportunity fortunately arose in 2015 when I founded a team at Technical University, as mentioned Sonia in my bio. And with this team, we applied for Biomimicry Global Design Challenge with the title Food System. And fortunately, we were selected as one of 7 teams from around the world, and we became a part of the Biomimicry Accelerator program within the project called Biocultivator. And what is Biocultivator? It is a product that serves as a small enclosed ecosystem for balconies, enabling cultivation, composting, and self-irrigation. Our bio-inspired concept integrated 2 fundamental nature-inspired innovations. For efficient water collection and self-irrigation, we were inspired by the Texas horned lizard and its ability to gain water through the geometric microcapillary structure on its skin. And we created a polymer replica of lizard skin, which we aim to apply to our product to enhance water collection and recycling. And the second biological inspiration for our product was the forest ecosystem. We envisioned our product, Biocultivator, to operate as an ecosystem, and the forest with its nutrient circulation served us as a guiding model for designing the overall structure and functionality. And this inspiration partially influenced the design of the final form and also aesthetic attributes of our final product. And on this picture, this infographic, in fact, displays our final solution, and it represents 3 years of the development process of the startup company. As you can see, our design centered around a capsule-style balcony greenhouse. In the central section, it enables the cultivation of vegetables and small fruits in biologically friendly environment. The lower part is the vermicomposter, and it's allowing for kitchen waste recycling. You can produce your homemade humus and your homemade liquid fertilizer. The upper section collects water. We call it cupola, and it's promoting self-irrigation capability. And the entire system operates automatically without the need for electrical power, including the closing and opening of the doors of the cupola. In this video, you can see the prototype testing during the first season when we tested it in 2019. Unfortunately, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we had to stop the development of the biocultivator. There was various reasons, not only pandemic situation, but nevertheless, this project has been an amazing experience for me. I have had the opportunity to meet numerous individuals working with biomimicry in various fields. I had the privilege of co-founding the non-profit organization Bioversum Nature-Inspired Systems in Austria. I participated as a student and later as a facilitator in numerous biomimicry workshops, and it really made me realize that I am not an entrepreneur. I'm not really, but primarily I discovered that I'm a designer, I'm academic and educator, with biomimicry becoming an integral part really of my research, creative and teaching activities at the university. So let's move on the second part, and that is the introduction how I apply the nature-inspired design education to the design study programs at our department. As an educator, I supervise several courses throughout the curriculum, which systematically guide students from simple assignments, like, for instance, nature journaling and bio-inspired design transformation in their first year of study, to understanding mathematical relationships in art geometry, to the ability to develop a comprehensive semester project on the topic of biomimicry in their second year of study. And if student discovers a deep interest in working with biomimicry methodologies from these courses, they have the opportunity to complete their entire bachelor's and master thesis within this method and with me as their supervisor. Currently, for instance, I also have a PhD student conducting research focused on biomimetic properties of wood using biomimicry methods. And within this methodology, students are guided through processes represented by the biomimicry design spiral, as you can see, and also the educational methodology progressively leads students also through three essential elements of biomimicry. So we are trying to somehow join these two little bit different, slightly different methodologies. In the following images, you can see the basic exercises with which students begin in their first year as a part of their studio work and a practice. These exercises involve nature journaling, and the students are introduced to outdoor sketching and observation of all living things in their surrounding. And with this methodology, these exercises represent and somehow our approach to essential element of reconnecting with nature in biomimicry. For those who don't know what is it, nature journaling is a creative and educational practice that involves observing and documenting the natural world in a systematic and artistic way. And it typically combines elements of scientific observation, art, and personal reflection, as you can see on these pictures, which represent examples of our work with students. The next step during the same semester is the ability to reconnect with nature and also interpret these natural forms, not only as an artist, but also as a designer. And these exercises are called bio-inspired design transformations. During this process, students aim to abstract the compositional and shape essence from their studies of biological organisms. And as you can see, they may not always go deeply into connected form and biological function, but as designers, this ability, the ability to abstract and understand shape correctly in its proper proportions, is for them really an essential skill to learn. These biological design studies are finalized at the end of the semester in the form of manufacturing prototype models, as you can see in this mosquito model in the bottom right corner, or here, in this case, the model of a sea anemone. And the very specific continuation and in fact conclusion of the first so-called educational unit related to reconnecting or reconnection with nature is the course called Art Geometry in Nature. And this course, in fact, doesn't last for the entire semester. Instead, it takes the form of an intensive workshop, and I co-teach it with a mathematics and descriptive geometry professor. Sometimes we invite biologists when it is needed. And it's a workshop, of course, for which students receive credits. So they will apply always. And during this workshop, they analyze how really perfectly precise the interconnected form and function are based on the exact principles of descriptive geometry. They study proportions, the golden ratio, fractals, curves, tessellations, Zvolen patterns, and more. And from what they discover, they try to create then conceptual studies applied to some kind of a design. They want to utilize it. And for instance, here you can see some project where they try to transform how is able to fold the leaf, and it is transformed into umbrella. Here it is a violet lamp from violet leaves. Here it is abstraction of the pollen on the flower piston, and it was transformed here into an idea of an outdoor light. And after this introductory phase, during the first year or after the first year of study, in a second year during the winter semester, I'm teaching the course right now, students move to the semester project for which they have 13 weeks to complete. And during these 13 weeks, they are systematically guided throughout the entire biomimicry process, as you will see in examples I will show you. And every week they have 2 hours of theoretical lectures and 2 hours of studio work. They work usually in teams, and usually they create their assignments based on one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Students are tasked with completing the projects in English. This is another educational level because our students in Slovakia, they have problem with English speaking. So we want to somehow make them brave and try to really practice English also during this course. And each project is concluded with a presentation in both graphic and written form, along with a 3-minute video. So let me show you overview of first project called Protective Shield. This is a presentation of a project that was created during a period, very special period, when a military conflict broke out in Ukraine, and the waves of war refugees were arriving in Slovakia. And the team of students decided to respond to this situation with our course and wanted to create a product that would assist mothers and children in escaping from dangerous situations. So they identified their goal, the problem, and the expected features of the future design. After that, they formulated a design brief, and they tried to select a few of 26 life principles, which serve for them as the foundation for the future sustainability of the design. During this process, we discussed the parallels between how organisms in nature thrive based on these principles and how they can ensure sustainability within their future human design concept, taking into account economic, social, and also ecological aspects of sustainability. After that, they formulated so-called biologized research questions with the aim of seeking parallels between expected product functions and biological solutions available in the natural world. Their questions were, for instance, how does nature protect with resilience against impact and so on. And they found, after the searching, two winning organisms, and in this case it was pangolin and a durian. They analyzed and collected the data to understand how the biological mechanism works in both winning organisms. They developed function cards with abstracted instructions, so-called design principles. These are the first sketches about understanding how the form works and the function. And then we started with a creative process. And the brainstorming took place in a form of kinesthetic prototyping, which proves for me, after numerous of biomimicry workshops, to be really a unique tool where the team can create a real mental projection of the future physical action plan in really a very short time. They followed up by interpreting this kinesthetic prototype into the form of a future solution. They were very excited when they understood on a subconscious level that they really were, with this kinesthetic prototyping, on the right path to the final solution. They began to create design studies and drawings. They attempted to geometrize forms. They combined different structures. They designed the overall concept and function. They worked on construction elements and some sections. It is still a concept, the shell, and finally they sketched out the final conceptual idea. And of course, at the end, they evaluated their concept using a very strict checklist of all 26 life principles. The next project, which I will really very quickly go through, followed the same educational methodology. This is the team Beyond, and they focused on the life below water and problems related to this sustainable development goal. They aim to assist in the phytoplankton production circle where it was decreasing. They discovered that the whales, through their movements, help bring phytoplankton from the twilight zone back into the photic zone, where it reproduces by mixing the water. And they discovered that the more whales there are, the more phytoplankton reproduce. And it's a cycle where the extinction of one species causes the extinction of another species. So they try to find some conceptual solution and approach by biomimicry to this problem. And they decided to create an underwater drone concept that is bio-inspired on multiple levels. It is powered by photovoltaics, the functionality is inspired by Nautilus, and it moves efficiently in a groups, like a groups of fish. And this is their final concept. Some cross-cutting sections, some technical elements, and this is the final visualization. So still it is only a concept, but it is really very nice project. And again, at the end, the evaluation based on 26 life principles. And the very last project I want to show is a recent one from the last semester, and it's based on cooperation with a practice. The company called Lunter wanted to create an efficient redesign of a packaging for vegan breakfast yogurt, allowing for touchless pouring of dry muesli into the yogurt while also enabling the resealing of uneaten content and easy and effective transport. The former design you can see on the left, this plastic cup, and the actual design, including biomimetic innovation, you can see in the middle. And this solution is currently protected as a utility model. And please, for the end, show a short video on how the project of these students came to life.